All right, Madam Web, a lot of people are talking about it. We know what they're saying. If you're thinking I'm jumping on the bandwagon of what you've probably heard all day or the last few days, think again. This is not that kind of video. Now, contrary to popular belief, I actually liked Madam Web. As a whole, I liked it as a whole. The only thing I'm most disappointed with now is the amount of bashing and the extra sauce of hate that's being added to this film, and we know why. I don't have to spell it out for you. We know what it is. We did this with the Marvels. We're doing it with this. We're going to do it in future films as long as they continue to do it. I'm just tired and thoroughly annoyed at this point. We'll move past that. I'll talk about the movie as a whole. I am not going to pretend things were good that were not. I'm not going to do that. I will talk about things I hated. There were things that I absolutely hated in this movie, and there were several parts I loved. I was like, this is amazing. I said that like 3 or 4 times watching the movie. And that was enough for me to say I liked it. The story was a bit like kind of all over the place and extra coincidental and connected and all of that. Some people may not like that. It worked for me. I was like, okay, that's just like a little extra, like whatever. It is what it is. There definitely were some parts that could have been altered or changed. Yeah, and overall it was fine. Like the acting for Dakota Johnson. People are bashing her acting. I loved it. I love her personality and her chemistry with the co-stars. They worked really well together. There were some parts that were funny. I thoroughly laughed. Like some people didn't. Some people, you could tell there were people in there that like didn't want to laugh, and that's fine. I'm gonna laugh. And even the music choices, certain music choices were really good, as this was set in the early 2000s. I feel like they could have leaned into it a little more, but it probably would have been very difficult considering how everything came together. But great job on the music selection. Any effects with Madam Web or Cassie and the 3 girls, any effects with them that I saw personally were either great or amazing. Any slow motion effects involving 1 or all 4 of those women specifically, A+ in that area. I don't know, maybe other people think different, but they were amazing to me. And I was like, oh, this is so good. So much great potential there. So the face of Madam Web, great. But there were 2 parts I hated. I was just like, what? I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'll be honest. I was like, is this the same movie? Like, because there were some parts where it's like, it's a whole different look, a whole different feel. But there's certain scenes and shots of, I'll say, spider people and the villain. Anytime they did anything spider related, it looked goofy as hell. It looked B-rated. It was terrible. I'm not gonna front. It was pretty bad. And I was like, man, it's just a big contrast between Madam Web and her group and anyone else in this spider world, right? It was just night and day. I was mind blown by how bad it was. I don't know if they were trying to make it look like we were in the early 2000s. I don't know who said that was a good idea, but don't do that ever again. It's 2024. We're not trying to do Wonder Woman 84 where the graphics look like they did in the time we're trying to portray. Let's move past that. That just came to mind. Maybe that's what they were going for, but it was straight up bad. I don't think anyone could deny that, even if they wanted to. And the villain. Oh my God. For me personally, this is the worst villain ever. He should not have been in this film at all. Throw the whole villain away. Throw him away. It made my feelings for it go from love to like. It felt like he was overdoing it as far as being a bad guy. Every scene with him, I rolled my eyes. Like, this guy, why is he here messing this up for me? And the main reason for that is 90 to 95% of the time he's talking, the way that his mouth is moving, and the words that I'm hearing, it's not matching up. I was like, what? Is this for real? Is this real life? He's literally moving, he'll move his mouth once, and you hear a whole sentence, I'm going to kill you. Like, what in the freaking world is going on right now? And it kind of pissed me off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I was just very frustrated. Like, every time he gets in the mix, it just turns the experience bad. And to be fair, a good point is Chris Stuckman, he actually made a video, but he dropped some heat as far as how things go in the film industry and studio execs and how they make changes. But yeah, like things could be written and start out a certain way and someone could go in and just change it all. And that makes sense with the lip sync issue, because I know this guy, he has to speak good English. Like, he cannot be that bad of an English speaker for them to have to do that. I'm thinking they had him say something and they decided we want him to say something completely different, but shooting was already done and they couldn't reshoot, so they just had voiceover play and just said it. That was the thing that brought it from a 5 out of 5 to a 3.5 out of 5. That's all I'm gonna say. I guess that was like a mini rant about that particular character, but yeah. And also for the lead cast, not Madam Web, but the other girls, there was more to be desired from them for my taste. But the parts that I loved did outweigh the parts I did not like. And I'll close with this. The part that I just hate the most is that people are just bashing this extra hard with female director and lead cast being the front of it. And they're trying to send a message, and unfortunately it worked with the Marvels, and it's gonna work with this. This one doesn't have a fighting chance, probably even on streaming. I don't think people are as open-minded and lenient as I am. Yeah, the superhero world is starting to just be super negative and annoying, especially in that Marvel branch. Like the Marvel fandom, the hardcore, I could never subscribe to that because it's just, oh, the MCU is dead. Oh, it's alive. It's dead. It's alive. If a movie isn't perfect, it's dead. It sucks. We're not watching it. Oh, MCU. It's like, dude, it's annoying, and please stop. Or no, please go on. Please be miserable, whatever. I don't care. I hope that is something that changes. Every project is not going to be good. I love the lead characters as a whole. I want them to return. They probably are not due to the negative reviews and the box office numbers. So that is all, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drink your water before you come negative talking or talking that trash. Drink your water first. Make sure you had your meal for the day. Also, make sure you had enough rest last night. Make sure all three of those things are together before you come at me. Peace. Shoryuken!